Hi, welcome to this edition of Digital Discoveries, and in this edition we're kind of targeting it toward our teachers at middle and high school level, but if you're a parent or if you're a student, we got something to show you that you might be interested in using. And we're going to be talking about something on Project Share today, something that all of our students are logged into, all of our students have accounts with, all of our teachers have accounts with. Project Share Texas, it's that big initiative by the state of Texas. It's so big that we actually have to have a guest here today to help me out. And so today we have a guest from Region 19. This is Yoscelina Hernandez. Yossi, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we're going to talk about something called the on-track courses on Project Share. And can you just really quickly tell me what are these on-track courses?
Well, the on-track courses in Project Share, there's 11 courses, and what you have is English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2. You also have Biology, Chemistry, Physics, World History, World Geography, and U.S. History. Okay. And all of these courses have lessons that are specific to certain student expectations from the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills.
Okay, and so is it actually coming from TEA?
Yes.
Right, and so nobody could say, well, these don't match because they match the TEKS exactly because it's TEA.
Exactly. So all of you're going to see a lot of the student expectations that you know that your students are struggling with. However, it does not include every single solitary TEK. Okay. So it's not a course that a student would get credit for because it doesn't have all the TEKs. But you're going to see as we go through these lessons that there's a lot of them.
Okay. And so, what grade level are these designed for?
There's 9 through 11th.
9 through 11? Okay.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so we're going to pull these up here. Now, this is Project Share. This is something that all of us are or should be familiar with because we've been using Project Share for a while now. And first of all, how do you get to some of these things? How do you get to the content? Do you have to be logged in to Project Share to get all this stuff?
Well, as a teacher, you are able to log in once the courses are created for your campus. You would be able to log in. You can get specific lessons. However, if you just want a specific TEK, for example, you can go to the resources. If you're just here at
and this is the home screen on Project Share, okay?
Yes, so on the home screen.
I haven't logged in or anything.
Yes, we haven't logged in at this point. So you can look for certain standards. Right here we have mathematics and science. So if I look for mathematics, let's say I'm looking for something for Algebra 1.
We always need help with algebra.
Exactly. So if we click on Find Standards, it's going to show you different standards, different resources.
And all of our teachers are familiar with the standards, so
there
shouldn't be a confusion there, okay?
Exactly, and so you see that where it says View Resources, 1, that means that there's only one resource there, 2 or 3, etc. So if I look here.
Let's do the 3. I like 3. That means there's a lot.
Yes. So we look here, and for this one, we have connecting multiple representations of functions. So if I click here, I may be able to find a video, or I may be able to find just an assignment.
This looks like a fill-in-the-blank kind of thing right here. Okay, so we actually have a wide variety of resources. It's not just videos playing.
That's correct.
I think that's one of the misconceptions that people have about On Track is that it's just a bunch of YouTube videos playing, but that's not the case.
No, it is not the case. Once we log in right now, you'll be able to see the rest of the resources that you have available. Right here, it just went to a specific assignment.
Can we actually? I'm going to zoom because I've never seen. So we can actually zoom in on that, or
so what you would do is you would drag it
over. Oh man, so it's like interactive, and I'm like wrong no matter what I do. I'm wrong. I'm the worst student ever.
There you go. You got it. Yay!
Okay, so I flunked this class.
Practicing.
Okay. So, so some of the resources are out that you don't even have to log in to the course in order to do that.
That's correct. So you can practice with some of these activities, and you're going to see some of these activities in the courses. You have some portions where you read, where you take notes, and some of them include these very interactive activities.
So our teachers here could actually assign these when students have completed some work, they got some extra time in class, they could assign, just without even logging in, they can assign for some kind of reinforcement.
Yes.
They can reassign them for homework. They could, you know, a lot of times we want to work with kids on TEKs that they're weak on.
Yes.
And we don't want to get them all logged in or anything like that. We can actually go find the resource and give it to them. And so that's
they
one
can
of
just go directly to that,
Okay.
and they can practice on this. Now here, it doesn't give them a lot of explanation. So if you want them to learn more or study a specific SE a little more in depth and then do some activities, so right here it's just the activity.
Okay.
So if you want to do more in depth, then you would have to log in.
Okay, because this doesn't track, if they're just doing the activity from the outside, it doesn't track the student, it doesn't track whether they got it right or wrong, it's just having them kind of like practice on their own.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
okay.
correct.
So let's go ahead and let's see how we can log in and get into a course.
Yes.
So let's look what a course looks like.
Yes, so as a teacher, you have three options you can use the on-track courses for. You can use it as a whole class instruction. That means that you as a teacher, Mr. Holt, you have your algebra class, and
I think I flunked that as the teacher.
and you would have a specific SE that you want your students to be more, because they're struggling a whole lot, so you want to practice with that.
Okay.
So you can do that, or you can use it with small group instruction. One of the things that I would probably do is have like different centers. Let's say there's 3 SEs that my students are struggling with. So I would set up maybe the students as groups, and I would put them in 2 or 3 different computers, and each center would be a different SE that they would go into. Or you could also have them for individual instruction. So for example, if you need to do interventions with a specific student, let's say that this student hasn't been able to pass the STAR test for Algebra 1 and they need to take it again. So you want to make sure that all those TEKs that they struggled with, that they study over and over.
Okay.
So you would assign certain lessons to that student.
Now I know that this would be a great resource for our campus PLCs when they're looking for resources to help students after they look at like the test data, they get that back and they look at, they say, oh, these students are weak in this student expectation, that student expectation. They can actually go here, find a corresponding work that goes with it.
Yes.
So PLCs can be working with on track. Also, if they're doing it individual one-on-one, to me, I'm thinking RTI, response to intervention kind of stuff.
Yes.
So at a high school level, this could be used for RTI.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes. So once you log in,
And we can't argue with it because it's TEA, right?
Exactly, exactly. It comes from TA, so it's not. And actually, what happens is some of these videos do come from YouTube, but rather than you spending so many hours that you probably don't have as a teacher, looking for a video that would help your students, that are struggling with a specific TEK, you already have all that information researched for you.
So these are another trick up your sleeve to use with your students.
Yes.
And it's free.
It's free.
And it's nothing, the school district doesn't have to go out and purchase it.
Exactly. It's absolutely free.
So let's actually look at a course. Let's see how that looks, because I'm interested in that.
Yes, so once you're here on the home page, you can click up here to sign in, your username and your password. And if you have trouble logging in or you haven't logged in a very long time, if you just click here on forgot username or password, you're able to get that.
I think we can actually even, oh, it doesn't zoom in for us. So oops, I was going to have it zoom in. But yeah, and actually that's something that a lot of teachers don't even know, that they're logged in already. They already have accounts.
Yes.
And so they'll call our office and say, I need a new account. And then we go to look them up. They're already in the system.
And they're already in the system,
so
exactly.
Reactivate that account if you've never ever turned it on, or have them send you the password. And they're pretty good at getting you the password quickly.
Yes, yes. So like I said, if you just click on username. Now if you switch from let's say one district to another, you can contact our office and we'll be glad to help you out with your username and password. Okay, so once you log in.
We've logged in, okay, we got a course logged up, and this is the course that you found? right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. This is one of the courses. When you log in, this
Now
is
you're
what
from
you're.
Region 19, so you've got all the courses. in
Yes,
your-
I've got everything.
Yeah.
So right
You're the
here.
Uber user. Yeah.
Actually, yes, I have a lot of courses, and
Okay.
if I don't name them correctly, it's I get confused. So
I'm with you. I'm with
so right here, this is what your page would look like once you log in. Right here, where it says learning, that's where the courses are. So you click on courses.
Right.
And this is where all your courses would be. So once your district administrator adds up all the courses to you, depending on the district.
And the course administrator, the district administrator assigns you the course.
Yes.
So like you're an algebra teacher, you're not going to end up with a history course.
That's correct.
Okay.
So you would only see whatever is assigned to
and
you.
you can actually ask for those courses. You can call up and
Yes.
say, hey, because I'm the person for EPISD.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
So
different districts have different administrators, of course. So.
yes, yes. So every district has a different administrator. However, if you don't know who your administrator is, contact Region 19, and I'll definitely be able to help you with that. Okay. All right. So once you see all your courses, again, I have a lot of courses, so don't get too overwhelmed. But I'm going to go ahead and click on. This is one of the courses. This is an English 1 course.
This is English 1, so we're talking 8th
freshman.
grade or freshman?
Freshman.
Okay, freshman
Yes.
year, okay.
Yes. So right here, this is what the homepage looks like for the course. I know that I'm on OnTrack because it has the OnTrack logo. And if I want to know what course I'm in, right here I'm in English 1. So
and this looks, let's show it up here because this looks exactly the same as whatever anybody signs up for when Project Share, like their portfolio. These are the same no matter who's in it. Is that correct?
Yes, if you're talking about the courses, yes, the courses will all look exactly the same.
Okay, good, good.
Right
Okay,
here.
so
yes, so the links are always going to be.
and
on
you
the
always
website.
know that you're on track because that little on track thing will be up there. On
Exactly.
The top. Okay.
And if I want to exit, I'm going to go ahead and exit the course just so that you can see the difference. See right here, I'm from Region 19, so you see the logo for Region 19. But EPISD has a logo,
different
Socorro
districts have
ISD,
their-
etc. So that's how I know where I am.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back over here to the course.
Okay.
This is the home page of the course. I can look at the syllabus to see what lessons, and if you notice.
Can the teacher change the home page? Can the teacher
For
add
the course?
announcements and things
Yes.
for that course? Okay,
Yes,
so the
yes,
teacher
for the
has
course.
some control over it. Maybe not so much control the content that's already on there, but they can control the announcements that they put out for the students.
Yes, and actually they do have control of the content. They can modify the content.
They can modify the content.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they can. And
But that's another lesson.
So right here you can see all of the lessons, or what the syllabus has for all the lessons that are in this course. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll up.
Man, that's a lot of stuff right there.
Yes, it's a lot. And when you click on the lessons, so right here.
Well, let's go back to where we were at real quick. Let's go back to that. So that's the syllabus.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at that very first one there, linguistic roots and affixes. Okay, so can we click on that, or is that dead, or what is that?
No, this is not a link. This just tells you what this course has.
Okay. And so this course in reading, Module 1, Lesson 1 is going to be linguistic roots. Now, if we go back to the lessons,
yes,
they should match that.
Yes, and now the lessons over here, they have different titles. As you click on them, I'm going to click on just the very first one. And just to let you know, right here, the actions, you can edit the lesson if you want to add something of your own. So you can get creative. As an instructor, you can do that.
Okay.
Or you can add a lesson completely made just
you can add your own stuff.
Yes, your own stuff.
So you literally could take this and make this your
your own curriculum.
Using like on track as the basis, you can add, like
Exactly.
the district curriculum and things like that into there. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on this first lesson here.
Okay. Which is analyze literary essays, inclusion of personal opinions and facts. Okay.
Yes. Now, as you scroll down, you're going to see the title, a summary of what you have, and you can also edit the edit buttons over here as well if you're going through it. Now, these are the sections. So let's say
this particular lesson has
all of
5
this
sections. Okay.
Exactly. So as you're going through the lesson, Let's say that, at the end of the period, you only went through the first 2 links and you want to go back the next time. You don't have to go through everything. You can just click on wherever you stopped. But this is the way that the lesson looks like. And if you notice, there is some reading for this particular lesson. So this is the introduction. I'm going to go ahead and...
They've gone through that. They've read it because they're speed readers. We all zoom
Exactly.
through it.
I'm going to go ahead and hit next here. So there's more information. For this particular lesson, it looks like there's quite a bit of reading. However, notice that there's an interactive exercise.
Okay.
So right here, it's asking you about the reading.
So the interactive exercise could be like what we just did with the algebra, where we're moving things where students are filling in something.
Exactly.
Could it also be like a video that they have to watch? Or?
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is great for, if you're doing it as a whole classroom lesson. If you have an interactive whiteboard, you can have the student, this student come up here to the board. They can answer the question. All right, now let's go to question number 2. Student number 2 come up here and answer the question.
Okay.
So if this is a whole group, or even as a small group, you can have them take turns answering the questions.
Okay, so this is an entire course, but you said earlier maybe not every TEK was addressed.
That's correct.
But I'm thinking that probably the tested TEKs are addressed?
It could be, but I mean, you saw in the syllabus all the TEKs that were there.
Right.
So there's a lot of TEKs. So it's not like it's missing half of them, for example.
Can we go back and see what that interactive was? Because I like
Yes.
Okay, let's click on that because I'm like...
So right here it says...
the Multnomah Falls is in...
Tier waterfall. So in this case, it's asking for...
Oh, is it a factual voice or... We were right.
Look at that.
Okay, so we go to the next one. Man, we're really good.
Yeah.
Actually, you answered
below.
that from below. You can look up and still Tyler Falls. Choose one. Is that factual? I say factual.
All right, let's do that.
Oh man, I'm a complete loser at English one.
Try again. This is not the kind of information. So it does give you feedback on your answers.
And so I guess I go through it all. Will it give me how many I got right, how many I got wrong at the end?
That's great.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay,
so you do have that. I'm going to keep scrolling because I want to show you one more thing that you can do. See if this course has it. See, and you have more interactive exercises here as you keep going. In some of the lessons, what I want to show you is that instead of saying interactive exercise, it'll say take notes. So it gives you, as a student, time to sit down and, everything that I've learned, what was important. So as a teacher, you can ask them to take notes, and then those notes, they can print them out. If you're doing a whole class instruction, you know that, as you're going through, you can take your notes. As an interactive whiteboard, I could have the students come up to the board, what was important in this section?
Okay. That's great.
Once they finish, print them out, and you can give it to the student that was absent. You can also keep them for, future reference. So it does save all that information on
so
your
we got
course.
some pretty interesting content, even though I saw Texas A&M there real quick. We probably need to replace that with a UTEP picture or something. I don't know. But
you can, and you can edit.
Okay, so what else do we have here? Like if we clicked on a calendar, the teacher can add what's coming up in the class. Teacher can say there's a test coming up here, the quiz is due here.
Exactly. So,
assignment is due here.
you can have, if you have this set up to, specific periods, Mr. Holt, period 1, period 2, period 3, etc. So then you can add here for period 1, this is what I need to have. This is when you need to turn in certain things.
Great.
You also have, some of the courses do have resources. It looks like this one doesn't have any specific resources. But like, for example, the math ones, the math courses have the kid-to-kid videos. So those are those
and actually, it looks to me like you could add your own
Yes.
resources to it, too. So
Yes.
if a teacher, for instance, saw something on Khan Academy, and they want students to link to that and go watch that video, they can add that as a resource.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
So you can modify that as well. The other neat feature that we have here is you have a Dropbox. So if you have files that you want to give to your students, you can add them all in here, and your students will be able to take them from here.
Any worksheets, any kind of things that you have, any PDF files, you can just dump them in that general files.
Yes.
And they can actually, they don't even have to log in, I don't think. They can actually just go to the website. Is that correct?
Okay.
They could actually go to the course website.
Let's see. No, see on the course website they do have to log in.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do have to log in. And you know, you can use it as a teacher. You can put in files for the students to get from there, or the students can actually turn in work as well and put files in. So
Okay.
if you have them create an essay of something, they can turn it into you through here.
Okay. You can also add announcements, like, okay,
Yes.
here's a big thing coming up in class. Everybody's
Exactly.
project is due this time, that time. Okay.
Exactly. So all the students would get
You know, I know a teacher at Chapin, Miss Sherman. She's like the queen of sending out stuff on emails to her students. She would love this
Yes.
Announcement thing. So.
And this immediately, as you know, it sends it to your email as well, so it's
Okay.
connected to that. The same thing with the course mail.
You can actually send out emails to everybody that's
To everybody that's
registered
in that
the
course.
Great.
Yes, that's correct. Right here, it shows you all of whoever is a member of this course. So you would see at this point, we don't have any students, of course. But if you are going to use it, let's say you're going to use this course as a whole group instruction, you're not really going to keep track of what the students are doing. Then what you could do is maybe have different instructors for the same course. And so you would add instructors, and all you have to do is invite
Like
people.
say, for instance, a whole math department wanted
Yes.
to use it. So like all the teachers that are teaching Algebra 1 could use this. All the English teachers that are teaching English 1 could log in.
They could log in and
Okay.
use that. And it would
Okay.
be just one course.
All right.
not
And
that
just real
everybody
quick,
kinda shares.
just
Yes.
to remind our teachers here in EPISD,
Yes.
if students don't know their password or login, they need to go to their campus librarian. The librarians in their middle and high school have a list of all the students with their passwords and their usernames. And so that they're already in the system, they just probably don't know about it yet. So I know
Yes.
that some campuses are really using it, like Burgess. Burgess has their kids up and running on it, and so we want everybody to be using it.
Exactly, and you know, every district is different, so you may want to contact your district administrator
Okay.
for that, or you can contact us and we'll
Now,
find out.
do we have built-in quizzes? Let's kind of scoot down
yes,
to the...
we're going to scoot down over
because, you
here.
know, I know we love tests and quizzes.
Oh, and actually, just before I go to that, if you are keeping track of all of your student information, you do have a grade book here. Obviously, I don't have any students at the moment, so there's nothing here to show, but you would be able to see the grades as they're being
But
added.
also, if districts have, like in EPISD, we have our own electronic grade book. Probably don't need that.
Exactly. Okay, so right here, this is one of the, I'm going to look at this first test. This is
Okay.
English 1, Module 3, lesson number 12.
You know the code for that. Look at that. Okay.
Well, you know, I kind of have to.
Yeah.
So right here, as a teacher, as an instructor, you can edit the test as well. But right here, I'm going to click to view it. And so this is a test for this module. On
Okay.
this particular test, there's only 4 questions. So you know, the student would be answering and submitting it.
And even if they're not enrolled in the course, if they're doing it as a whole group thing, they can actually use this test on a whiteboard and have the students discuss, or
Yes.
have the whole group, you know, working groups come up with their answers. Who's got the most right answers? And what
Exactly.
group has the most
Yes.
correct answers? Okay.
Exactly. Or
That's
if
great.
you use active expressions, active votes, or I'm sorry, you don't have the Promethean,
the e-instruction kind of thing.
yes,
Yeah, okay.
the
student
clickers,
responders, yeah,
yes.
the clickers,
So
yeah.
if you have any of those, you could also, you know, put your questions up here and you can test out and see
Okay.
if the students are able to answer.
Okay, so we got quizzes, we got
Yes.
tests. Okay, what
Yes.
else we got?
And I think that's it. You know, if you are keeping track, the
Okay.
instructor reports would be helpful. You know, you have options to change things. Like I
Just
said,
like you would in your regular e-portfolio for your teacher website that you have
Exactly.
on Project Share. So
Yes.
kind of if you are on Project Share and you have figured out how to do the e-portfolio section of it, you've pretty much figured out all the parts here,
Yes,
right?
that's
and so
correct.
they're not a whole different
That's correct.
set of rules here. Everything it
Yes.
looks the same, feels the same. So if you're familiar with Project Share already, you're
yes, you have all the information. It's very user friendly. You know, it tells you, you know, what date do you want to do this test, or if you want to edit the theme, you know, the color of the way it looks.
great. And so like I kind of liken it to these different sites that are in Project Share because they all look and feel the same.
Yes.
It's kind of like if you know how to drive a Ford, you know how to drive a Chevy. So
Exactly.
that's okay.
Yes, I like that.
Okay, so Yoscelina,
Yes, sir.
we need to get everybody up and running on
Yes.
these, okay? Now, I was thinking, while you were speaking to me, that was something that's interesting to me that's not done a lot yet, flipping the classroom.
Okay.
You've heard of this? Flipping the classroom is where the teacher gives the instruction outside of the classroom, gives the instruction to students when you're outside a classroom. Watch this video, look at this. This looks like it would be great for flipping the classroom.
Yes.
Where students go out on their own and look at the lesson, read the lesson, take the quizzes. Then they come back to class. Then they have the in-depth discussion.
Yes. Yes, and I've actually had teachers from different districts contact me about, you know, flipping the classroom in, and I've explained a little bit more about the on-track courses, and I think it would be great. So that's a great idea for flipping the classroom. And, you know, if any, you know, your EPISD or any other district really wants to know more, you know, we do have to create the courses, but, you know, it's a one-time setup. Once they're there.
Are they coming out with more courses?
Yes, yes, they're going to be adding more courses.
Okay.
The
So if your courses aren't there yet and you're a teacher and you're like, where's my stuff?
Yes,
it's probably coming.
Exactly. They recently came out with English 2, and they're going to be coming up with English 3 coming up. So
Yoscelina Hernandez,
yes,
Region 19.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
showing
so
us
much.
these on-track courses. If you have a question about Project Share, on-track courses, or Project Share in general, Yoscelina is the
Yes.
person to call over at Region 19, and your number is
780
780
5075.
5075.
Area
Okay.
code 915.
Area code 915, and you cover the whole Region 19 area.
Yes, yes.
If you're an EPISD and you want to get onto your on-track courses, you need to sign up. Please contact me because I'm the person in EPISD that's going to be doing it for you. So,
Thank you so much for inviting me. I
coming
appreciate
with
it.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me today on Digital Discoveries. We'll see you next time.